Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, I'm once again taking a look at one of your designs that you recommended me on mod.io. And for today we are looking at another gigantic ship. This time this is a full-on carrier with lots of turrets around the outside, 4 hangar bays with multiple ways to get in and out of them, and it comes equipped with everything you need in survival mode, as well as a bit of role-playing in the form of kitchen quarters, living quarters, and all of that. So this, which I'm currently standing on, is called the Auraxis Small Orbital Carrier Manta, which is, well, this lovely thing all the way over here. So this is a very big ship that uses both hydrogen and amtoic thrusters to move itself around. As you can see, we've got a large array of turrets to make sure this thing's got a nice lot of defense, make sure all the stuff stored inside your ship is nice and protected from any kind of pesky drones, or any other kind of enemies spawned in through, say, the Modular Encounter Systems mod that could prove more of a threat than the vanilla enemies. Yes, what we're going to do is press F10, find it in the spawn menu, then we're going to go around the outside in a untraditional fashion, but I'm just going to pan the camera around because the creator has asked me to read out the description in the F10 menu, and we're going to do that and try and knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So yes, the Orbital Carrier Manta, here it is a whopping 12,475 large blocks using pretty much all the DLC packs. We see here its gigantic wall of text, which I'm about to read out, and we're going to give us a thumbs up. Move all the way down to here, and it's time to go through that. Where it says, greeting from us here at Auraxis. Auraxis is a newly formed company forged by the visionary Captain Dante Huxley, and helmed by the best staff employed from all corners of the galaxy. Here at Auraxis, we have spent countless hours designing, testing, and creating with love ships that will surely be a perfect fit for anybody. Our pillars of design are the following: vicious, valorous, and vigilant. We want all of our products to be the most intimidating, sturdy yet glamorous vessels to get you where you need to go. We truly strive for perfection and want things to work beyond your expectations. With a little bit of who we are, let me present you our first ship. So introducing the Auraxis Small Orbital Carrier, codenamed Manta. We were truly inspired by the enrapturing sea creature Nebula Virostris, hopefully I said that correctly, otherwise known as the Manta Ray. It is a beauty in the ocean, and we believe we could bring that beauty to the stars. The SOC has 4 controllable hangar bays with interconnecting doors, a rear hangar door, and a starlight for slightly oversized ships. Fit them in with your own discretion. Inside the ship you can find any room you might think you would want in a system point defense platform, including but not limited to a lounge area, a galley, a viewing theatre, and capacity for 32 crew or passengers and 8 senior staff. This ship also comes equipped with 2 of our custom fighters, which are currently not present on this blueprint by the way, specifically designed to give this ship a little protection. Deemed after the remora species of aquatic life that acts in symbiosis to defend our real life muses, and crafted to suction to the surface of any other vessel, these crafts have your back, sometimes literally in a sticky situation you might find yourself in. Built with extremely strong materials and plated in crushing opposition, this ship will be truly a force to be reckoned with. We cannot wait to see what this can do in your hands. Safe travels, the Auraxis team. And there we are with both the outside and the description, which is a lot of stuff being put into that description. A nice little lore behind this ship, and felt like a really nice advertisement for you to go out and buy this thing with a bunch of space credits. But yes, as you saw, we've got a lot of turrets around the outside, a nice lot of thrusters all the way around this thing. You saw the hangar bay at the back of the ship, so you used to store a small fighter or mining ship or even a land vehicle, say with some assist thrusters to be able to get up and inside. And yes, there was plenty of walkways and plenty of ways for you to get lost inside the engineering bay. We saw all the thrusters and gyroscopes. But now what I'm going to do is grab on my character, because this ship is completely different on the inside. So around the outside it is quite plain because it is following the same colour scheme, but on the inside it's completely different. Grabbing on my character, coming all the way down towards the hangar bay that was currently open, then we're going to head on through that. So down to here, past these cargo containers, past all of these hydrogen thrusters, all the way up to here and inside hangar bay number 2. This is what we get for our very first room. This is going to be the same for 2 of our hangar bays, but it's going to be similar to the opposite because the ones on the very outer edge do not have these ramps go all the way up and further into the ship. But they will have these doors at the back, and there will be controls behind these doors to actually control everything about the skylight, and of course these doors on the side. Walking through here, well, we've got 2 connection points in the floor for you to connect up to. Over on the side, a bunch of windows so you can peer inside of the hangar bay to make sure you can see who's coming in and out. Up to here, what our stairs and of course our catwalks being placed on top of, it's a bunch of storage barrels. Then over there is a small cargo container for you to store a few bits and bobs inside to save from having to go all the way through the ship or even having to try and use the connectors, especially when they have something connected up to them because it might be difficult to actually get inside them. Anyway, onto the opposite side, we've got ourselves a secondary set of hangar bay doors, but this time it's going to be able to get to the opposite side. And there you can see we've got ourselves a button right there, and a red button right there. The red button is the emergency one where you hit that, and everything will close up. So use that in a dire emergency, or you can use this one, which will then just open it up and close up at a very slow rate. Here we go. Now we can just walk through to the opposite side. So over here, here's our hangar bay. Well, basically the same as what we just saw. Another red button, turning around and facing on the side. As you can see, we've got no ramps to go up, because it'll eventually lead nowhere. Otherwise, it'll be just straight out the ship. Light panels up and above here. Here's another skylight for another ship to come up and outside. And then at the back here, exact same setup over there. We can walk through this part. Then got ourselves a little bit of cover so we can't shoot any, say, pesky pirates trying to board your ship through this section. But no, what we want to do is come through this doorway right here. So in this doorway, we've got a massive, massive corridor that's going to link all the way around towards the middle of the ship. But over on the side, we've got ourselves some button panels to control all the different stuff, and everything's been clearly labelled. That's what I absolutely adore about this ship, is everything about the ship, every single doorway, every single junction has been clearly labelled, so you know exactly where you're going and what to expect when you open the door. But yes, we can press number 1, that's going to open up our bay doors. So there we go in the background, opens up, ship can fly in and out. Press it again, closes up, there we go. Pressing number 2, this is going to be your skylight up here. That will open up, allow a fairly long ship to be able to come directly down into this section, and we'll dock up. And we come back through here, press that one more time. Final one is our hangar bay connector door, which is going to be the one that we walk through, which is that one right there. So come back through here, hitting that button. There we go. That's now going to close up and seal us off. As for that, we're now going to walk through this section, all the way through here, where we're going to be greeted by the exact same button panel, where it's going to do the exact same thing for this hangar bay that we came through first of all. We're not going to go through that, we're just going to continue on our merry way. So through this section, all the way around, like I said, this is a bloody long corridor that will take us to the main body of the ship. This has been done to cover up all the internals, because as you saw from the outside, a bunch of hinges has been used to actually angle the ship. That's how it's all been hidden up. Up to here, through here, a secondary door for an airlock. Opening up this, and here we are at the dead middle of the ship. So we've got lots and lots of way to go through here, so we've got ways to go all the way down, ways to go all the way up. There's an elevator system on this that'll take us all the way up to the top, which is very impressive how smooth it is. Yes, where do we want to go first of all? I suppose what I will do is just open out that door so make sure I know where I've been. We're going to come through here, here we go, and here we are once again. So yes, I did miss this out, but on the opposite side is the exact same setup. We do have a control seat where you can sit in here and actually control all the doors on this side of the hangar bay, so we can open and close them as we please. That's like a special security card to make sure no unauthorized personnel are trying to get into this section. But yes, down to here, we're going to be greeted once again by that corridor, and all the way through is going to be the exact same as what we just saw. So here's our button panels, and here's the opposite side for our hangar bays. There we go. Anyway, back through here, all the way round, and then up this ladder. There we go. So that's those two sides done. So what we've got to do now is choose one more way to go. So I think I'll come through this section. Yes, that should be quite nicely. So we've got our supply room, same on the opposite side, opening up this doorway, and here we are. So we've got some freight crates, we've got some barrels, we've got some lockers, we've got some shelves for a bit of decoration, and then another doorway. This other doorway is going to come up to here. We're eventually going to lead over to our hangar bay once again, and this is our ramp that comes all the way down to those more central hangar bays, or at least the ones closest to the middle. So we can now walk all the way down. Here's our barrels from the catwalk, then down to the bottom, and here we are once again. Guess up to here, through, all the way down, towards the opposite side, exact same setup. So here we are once again, got some freight crates, some barrels, some shelves, lockers, then our steps will come all the way up once again, and here we are on the opposite side. And of course there's the open door from one that we came in first of all. Turning around and coming all the way back down into the middle here, where we want to go, we want to come to the opposite side. So into here we then got our, we won't come to that one just yet. Here we go, we've got our medical room. Opening up this, exactly as you would expect, a nice clean room, our medical bay, our full-on medical bay block in the background, a bunch of little scanning tables, some seats for your patients to sit on and wait their turn, and of course a desk for your receptionist. Over here is for your doctor to actually monitor what's going on. And of course we've got a couple of lockers to store a few bits and bobs inside. Looking all the way up, the light panels, and that's about it for this room. But now we can come across over to the cryo room, where as you can expect, it's a bunch of cryopods lining the room with a lovely dark blue glow, and it makes it feel very sleepy and very cold in here. So yes, these are just our fancy cryopods, and of course a little seat for your medical staff to sit on and view what's going on. That's all there is in this room, all the way around. Opening up this and now coming over to where do I want to go? I suppose we'll come back through here, because that room over there is absolutely bloody impressive. I've never seen anything like this on the design before. So I suppose we'll have to go through there right now. So through here, ignoring all that, ignoring the steps down there. But here we go. So what we've got is a viewing room. We've got ourselves a schedule. We've got a mission briefing, engineering meeting, a ship safety plan, and then a movie night. So opening up this doorway and coming through here is set up really much like a theatre, coming through a very dark wooden area. We now come up these steps all the way through. We're greeted by a massive hodgepodge of stairs and catwalks go all the way up. But through here, look at this. We've got projector tables in the middle, spotlights lighting them all up, seats lining the room, multiple rows up and above. We just come up these steps, or at least up these ladders, just go jetpack up, save a bit of time, sit on here, and then we can view our plan of action and see, well, what's going on. Yes, this room is absolutely glorious. We now go up even further, around to here, wedge my character down to there we go. Now sit in this seat, and we've still got a fantastic view of what's going on with those tables. Yes, we can just come all the way down here, down we come to the bottom, and that's all there is in this room. It's just a nice little room, it's very simply set up, but it still adds a lot to like a command room, or even just a movie theatre, depending on what you want to do. Anyway, back through here, all the way down. I suppose what I'll do now is come back around to this room, here we go. So this is our officer deck and our elevator controls. So opening up this, what we're going to be greeted with is a very small room, which I've got to bring all the way down before I started recording. Guess what I'm going to do is now hit that button, and our piston's going to come all the way down and bring to us a small little elevator room, or at least elevator room, I'm not too sure what I'm talking about here, but you get what I mean, the room you go in that lifts up and down. Yes, let's come all the way down, doors will automatically open up. There we go. Now we come all the way inside. So it's very claustrophobic inside here, and we won't need to actually close the doors ourselves. We simply need to press this. The doors close automatically, and now we can sit here and pretend we're listening to some lovely elevator music. It does take quite some time to go through because we do got quite some height. Yes, there is only 2 floors to go through, but luckily there is, in an emergency, a special shaft for us to be able to get up and around this thing, just in case the elevator is out of action. Here we are. When I walk through this section, we've got a special button to be able to call the elevator all the way up in case we are stuck on this floor. But if the elevator is stuck on the bottom floor, there will be a special secret area that allows us to go all the way down. In fact, can I press this button, make it go down? No, I get nod. We're just going to close the door. But yes, as for this floor, this is your very fancy officer and, well, captain living quarter area, where they get some very luxurious rooms. Well, I actually see through here, they get some lovely dark brown wooden furniture. Got a desk over here, shower and toilet, locker, air vent, bookshelf, and a little bed to go to sleep on. There we go. Round to here. There we are. And looking at it from this angle, there we go. So as for this room, they're all going to be identical to that. So walking around this section, massive passages once again. Look at all that, it's just sprawling across into the distance. But yes, intermittently, we'll have little doorways to open up. We're going to have the exact same room. Desk, shower, toilet, locker, bookshelf, and a bed. Round to here. All the way round. Exact same setup. Into here. Exact same setup. Round to here. And well, you guessed it, exact same setup. Through to here, we're now back around to where we started. So then we can go down that elevator once again. So pressing this button down here, here we go. Doors close automatically. Now we just come all the way down back to that floor, which we started in. And here we are. Doors open up automatically. And now we're back here. So where do we want to go from this section? I think what we're going to do is now just check on this side because I might have missed something else. Yes, I have, but we'll come back to that a bit later on. So I suppose what we've got to do now is go down the floor. So down to here, all the way around, got a dead end on this side, luckily. And then on our left and right hand side, we've got ourselves our public bathroom. And on this side is your lounge. So as we come to the lounge first of all, so around here, we've then got our counter desk with our clan colas. We still got our kitchen bay, our sink and all that. So we can have some food served up to us if you want to do that. Little desk for you to sit on. Round here, some seats for you to sit on. And round here is our lovely little fish block. They're just swimming around, minding their own business. Over on this side, some more seats. Over this side, your entertainment center to watch a nice movie on. Looking all the way up, light panels once again. And to the opposite side, got a contracts vendor. Round to here, all the way round. And there we are, now serve up some food to your passengers. Anyway, out of this, over to the opposite side and over to the toilets. So down we come, got a bunch of shelves lining the room, and a bunch of toilets. Not too much privacy with this, so you're going to have to, well, be a bit confident when you go to the toilet. Yes, as for that, seat in the room to wait your turn, and some more light panels lighting up the room. Up to here and round over to the next section, we then got our airlock and airlock. So this is going to take us to the opposite side, and over to those catwalks you saw as it went round the ship, towards the very end of it, what goes round the basic internals of the vehicle. So down to here, through here, as you see all the doors are opened up for us testing this out. Yes, we've got ladders go all the way down to another floor, but we don't have to go there just yet. what we want to do is come through this section right here. So we've got a ladder shaft, come all the way up this. It's quite a long ladder shaft. So eventually come all the way up to the top. Here we go. And here's the section you saw as it went around the outside. It's got thrusters, gyroscopes, and a way to get all the way around our internals to repair it up if we need to. And of course, if we need something else on this ship, we've got plenty of room for you to upgrade this thing. So if you want to have a bunch of jump drives on this to jump a ridiculous distance, there's plenty of places for you to actually slap them on here. But we won't go through all of that. It's simply going to come all the way back to here and jump all the way down. So line my character up. Come on, down you go. And off we go down here. It's going to get caught on pretty much everything. But here we are once again. If we're coming down this one, we then got a short drop. We can open this to once again some more empty spaces for us to upgrade if we need to. But this just takes us down to below of where we just were. So here's all our pipes linking everything up. And with the jetpack all the way around, we'll eventually come all the way up to that section. Here we are, with our thrusters and gyroscope all lined up. So what we'll do is try and find out where I am. I'm going to come through this section, and this should come all the way down once again. There we go, much more cleaner that time. So into here, through this doorway, opening up this, all the way up, we now got to come to this section. We've got a few more ways to go. So we've got our galley and our science lab. So we'll come to the science lab first of all. So down to here, a bunch of lab tables line the room. Then we've got our cargo crate to open up and store stuff inside. Over here is a programmable block, but there's currently nothing set up with this programmable block. So if you wanted to, you could set the auto-door and endoscope on there, which would be very handy because there is a lot of doors on this ship. As for the rest of the room, we've got some desks, chairs, bookshelves, and planters, as well as a little cryopod, just in case you need it. Anyway, out of this room, all the way up to the opposite side to our galley, all the way down to here, there's a bunch of kitchen blocks, there's a bunch of our little cooker inset blocks, got what they're called, there's a bunch of chairs for you to sit on, there's some stores, there's a vending machine, then to the opposite side, there's your entertainment centre with a bunch of planters. Coming up to here and over to this part, here we go, almost done with this. Here's our maintenance hatch, which is going to be connected up to that elevator that we saw, going all the way up to the captain's quarters and your special crew quarters. So into here, here's our passage, which is going to come all the way around till we get to this section right here. So here's our elevator, or at least the back of the elevator, and of course our rotor and our pistons up go all the way up. We would say to have the elevator out of action, and our jetpack all the way up to here, get to the doorway, and here we are up on that floor. So there's our little captain's quarters, or crew quarters, them to sleep in. We can just jump all the way down. Here we come. That's just one way to avoid using the elevator if it was stuck. But anyway, outside of this, all the way around, we now come down to our lower deck. We've got one or two places to go where, as you can see, we've got our engineering bay. And of course, we've then got our general riffraff living quarters for your bulk residents or the crew members that you don't really care about. But yes, down to the engineering bay, all the way down and around. Both these sides could lead to the exact same place. So down we come, past some gyroscopes. Then we come into a massive hodgepodge of, once again, catwalks, some scaffolding blocks, and ladders. So all the way around here, what we're going to have is some jump drives, our refineries, our reactors, and gravity generators. Coming all the way up this part, walking all the way around. Here we go, can I actually get a good look at what's going on here? I'm not too sure if I can. Might need to come back down to here. It's a bit of a maze to actually work your way around this section. But through here, hopefully I can actually get to the right place. Maybe I have to drop down here. I'm not too sure how I got to the actual reactor in my testing before I started recording. But yes, there's our jump drives, all the way up there. And all the way around. I might need to go around the opposite side. Or no, here it is. Here is our warfare reactor in all of its glory, giving the ship a nice lot of power. We won't go to the opposite side because it will be basically the same as what we just saw. And I'm probably going to end up getting lost. And I didn't really want to do that. And we want to come all the way up. I don't know where I've gone. But it looks like we've got a gyroscope here. Somehow I've got even more lost despite there being a singular room. And here we go. I finally worked my way out of that section. So all the way up to here, all the way around. Down to here, this is going to lead us to the opposite side of that section, so there we go, basically the exact same setup. There's our warfare reactor, there's our jump drives, and then all the way up once again. Yes, for the rest of this section, it's going to be largely the same. We're going to go past these lovely blue interior walls, but eventually we'll get to our bunks, and we've got ourselves our public washrooms. So in here we've got a bunch of shelves, and a bunch of showers lining the room, as well as some toilets on the opposite side. Over here in our bunks, they've got some beds to line the room, a couple of desks, a couple of lockers in the middle, then some fantastic use of our inset light blocks, just lighting up the room. Towards the back of this place, another set of tables, and then got some button puns where we can press this to turn the lights on and off, and of course we can turn the lights on the opposite side on and off as well, depending on what we want to do. To the opposite side, there we go, over around to here, and all the way up. Here we go, towards the end of the room, there's some air vents, washroom once again, and a bunk room once again. And there we go. So now, all we got to do is come up to that front room that we saw towards the start of the interior tour, and we'll go through the actual main controls. So past this section, all the way up these steps, all the way around, and here we are at our command center, where as you can see, we've got ourselves a small checkpoint. On the left and right hand side, we've got ourselves some interior turrets to make sure no unauthorized parcels are trying to get into this section. Then right in the middle, we've got some curved windows where your security guard can actually monitor who's coming in and out, as well as control the shutters, which are hangar bays that you can see right there and right there to properly seal off this section from anyone who you don't want in this section. Move through this part, all the way into this. Here's your little section. We've got a bunch of button panels where you can press this, or that one even, close up that, and seal us inside, which I'll do right now. Then of course we've got some buttons for our doors on the left and right hand side. Then we come around to this part, closing up that, then come back and pressing this. We are now turned off the power, so we were to open that door once again, nothing is going to happen. We switch them again, we now open and close that, so there we go. So what we'll do is now turn that off, so now we are nice and properly secure inside here, where we can turn around, come into this part, because this is our main place where we're going to drive this thing around, as well as hold our super secretive meeting of what we're going to do next. The line in the room, we've got a bunch of scaffolding blocks, as well as a way to get up and into the small seats to hear out what's going on in the middle of the room. Got custom weapon controllers, up there some air vents, over there some button panels, pause on that side, but nothing's been set up. Jetpack all the way up to here. Here we go, so we now look at that, look down at our projector screens right down there. But other than this room, all we've got to do now is come into one of these two seats, where this one is going to control nothing all around the ship. I suppose you could set up to control the turrets if you want some manual firepower, or we now come over to this one, where we've then got controls for our jump drives. Well, I need to convert this into a ship, so over here, convert to a ship, pressing number 1. So as you see, we can jump 2.58.89 kilometers, which is bloody good stuff. Even with half the jump drive, so you can say jump to war zone, pull your fighters, and then jump back using the second jump drives. That's one way to get around the shorter distance, and it means the carrier will be very nice and safe, although it might be a great area denial. You would say just fly up and actually give the fighters a bit of cover, but that's entirely up to you, what you want to do with these jump drives. But so what we'll do is I'll actually go and jump this thing, because there is no other controls with this, so all we've got to do is drive it around, maybe find some space pirates, and then go and shoot them up. So in 1 second, here we go. And there we are. Putting on my signals. You see we've got nothing else going on around me, so I might need to jump through the spawn menu to actually find them later on. But here we go for an actual thruster test. Moving forwards, this is what we get, and as you expect from my giant carrier, this thing is bloody slow. It's got a lot of thrusters on here, so it's surprisingly slow for that amount of thrusters, but still it perfectly suits the size of the ship and what it's trying to portray. Anyway, coming to a stop, there we go. We are just as slow, so you've got to be very careful when charging along towards your station or your point of interest that you're trying to travel across to, because it could be very easy to slam into it and blow up whatever you're flying across to, and of course this ship. Moving left and moving right, we are very, very slow with that. And of course moving up, a lot faster, the fastest thing out of everything on this ship. Then moving down is not too bad, but it's very similar to moving forwards and backwards. But then as for gyroscope controls, moving this thing around, here we go. This thing is bloody heavy. Look at this thing move. Despite having that many gyroscopes on this ship, as you saw went around the interior of this thing, whoa, it just moves like a rock with a couple thrusters strapped onto it. You're not going to be able to move this thing around. It's going to be heavily reliant on those turrets to actually deal with your enemies, but luckily your turrets have been distributed very equally around the ship, so you should have pretty good cover from any kind of angles of attack coming into you. Because this thing is really slow, but still it suits this size ship and what it's trying to do. But as for that, all we've got to do now is find some space pirates, and I know the perfect way to test this thing. What we're going to do is now come back down to the Earth-like planet, try against the small space pirate outpost. There it is. So I want to make sure this is the correct way up, because if not, we're going to slam straight into the ground. But here we go. 3, 2, 1, spawning it in. And here we go. Oh god, no, this is bad. This is what I was fearing. We're going to come crashing down into the ground. I don't think I can actually turn this in time. I'm trying desperately to move the mouse. I have a feeling this is it for the poor little ship. I will spawn the brand new one and take over the district headquarters. But here we go, we now disintegrated our poor hangar bay on the side. I think both our hangar bays actually got destroyed. With the free camera once again coming all the way back down. Here we go. Actually bring the sunlight back around just a little bit so we get a good feel of what's going on. There we go, it's going to be very green here. And yes, it looks like we have lost one of our hangar bays. The other one sort of survived. But yes, there is that. And here we go, we are now approaching the Space Pirate District headquarters very, very slowly. And we are using the hollow cam. So we're going to slowly come all the way up to it. I might have to tilt all the way down to make sure we can get all the turrets onto the headquarters itself. So if we come down, being very careful, we might actually scrape the ground because it is quite hard to see how close I am to the ground. This might be a bit dodgy. All the way forwards. Hopefully it will engage. There we go, some of our guns have engaged. We're now just plummeting straight into them. We're still going down. And there we go, now just hit the ground. Moving the camera all the way around. Here we go. And there we are, just lifting this up slightly if I can. We should be able to lift it up off the ground because we can fly in an atmosphere. And there goes all the rocket launchers straight into the front. And here we go once again, just spinning the camera all the way around. There we go, looking at the front. and we are taking one hell of a lot of shots into that front section. But luckily we do have plenty of armor on there, and it doesn't really matter too much if the cockpit gets destroyed. So we've got lots and lots of turrets on this thing, and we can just keep flying towards it. Yes, now just got to grab on my character, lift this up properly, and away we go. So here we go, we are now doing one hell of a lot of damage. It's quite an unfair fight due to the fact we have got one hell of a lot of turrets on here. But as you can see, the turrets on the side there are shooting into each other, but it does not really matter too much. Basically got to reline the camera, here we go, and keep moving forwards. There goes another volley of the rocket launchers. And I'm going to very, very slowly scrape this thing along the ground. It seems like I'm having a bit of problems actually getting it off the ground to move it closer and closer towards the enemy. In fact, what I'm going to do now is do this, because that seems like a very smart decision. We're now going to tilt it all the way up, bring the free camera back over, and there we are, just going to undo that, and move the camera all the way away. So looking at this space power district headquarters, let's look at the damage done, and looks like we are tearing this thing completely apart, and I feel that is enough of this video. As for that, it's a fantastic little ship to use in your world. In fact, I know why it's not taking off now. It's that right there which is causing the issues. But yes, as I was saying, that's that for this video. It's a fantastic looking ship with a fantastic interior for you to wander around in, and I highly recommend downloading it to actually check out the interior and how it's all been set up, because it's a bloody nice interior. So be linked to it, description below to download it and play around yourself. Highly recommend you do, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.